Hey, edgelords, thanks so much for tuning in on your internet tuner. We want you to hit subscribe. Isn't that right, Robby?
That's right. That way you'll get the episodes as they come out every single Wednesday.
You need it, and you want it. Oh, yeah, here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here we go.
Woo!
You know what? You know what I'm thinking, Robby?
What are you thinking, Graham?
I'm thinking it's time for
Edgelords! Yes. Yes. Graham, get excited with me. Here I am yelling yes like a psychopath.
Yes,
and you're giving me nothing.
Get excited with me,
Yes.
Graham.
This is our damn podcast. This is the thing that's making us welcome.
Yes!
Yes.
God damn it,
okay,
yes!
No, too much. Pull it back.
Ah!
No, Graham, no. Graham, I need you to walk away from the darkness. Walk away from the darkness. Back into the light. Back into the light.
Why is my groin wet? What happened?
Don't
Where
ask
was I?
questions. Don't ask questions. Everything's fine now. Everything's fine. How are you, Graham?
I'm fine. I'm good. I been keeping away from the darkness for the most part, and keeping a cheery exterior.
What's going on inside,
Closing my door to my apartment, walking over to my bedroom, and just punching my pillow for a good half hour.
Oh, that really helps get the stress out. Yeah.
I say, fuck shit. Fuck shit. Ah!
Yeah.
Criminy. You know?
You say criminy, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, that is a little intense.
Balderdash!
Oh, God, Graham, this is a family podcast, please. Please, don't just yell balderdash.
This week in edging. So, Robby.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm 2 days removed from the second vaccine shot. And yesterday, one day after, I was really feeling it.
Yep.
Yeah. It was...
No, I didn't feel it.
So what are you
In fact,
implying?
I played basketball.
You implying that you're tougher than me?
Yes.
Stronger than me?
Yes.
Well, here's what I've read from medical experts, and I read the New England Journal of Medicine every morning.
Yes.
Is that if you have a strong immune system,
Right.
you're likely to have a big reaction because your immune system is fighting.
Damn it.
And if you have a weak, embarrassing, pathetic immune system, one that might be more associated with a child or an elderly person in late stages of dementia, then you perhaps would feel less side effects.
Well, that would explain why I can't seem to defeat HPV.
Oh, yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
Is HPV defeatable, or is that one of those things that you just have forever?
There, in most cases, your immune system will eventually defeat it after a year or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So let me check my calendar here. How many more months am I going to be dealing with this? It seems it's been
13.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Graham, you know what's funny is I was asked by a fan of the Edgelords podcast how we met, and it made me think that it's a story you probably don't remember because it was something. I
have a bad memory,
and it was also something.
I have
like
a bad immune system and a bad memory.
You're falling apart.
I am like the elderly person with Alzheimer's you just described. Anyway,
yes. And
who are you, and are you my wife?
I think I might be.
Yeah.
I said I would save this response for the pod,
sure.
for the podcast.
Oh, I'm excited.
This is gold.
I actually am excited.
So this was probably, what year is it? 2021.
That is, yes.
Let's call it 2016. You know.
Okay.
So maybe you were living in New York in 2016.
I moved to New York in 2017.
So then this would have been
late May 2017.
Okay. So 2017, I guess potentially 2018, but no, that seems too late. But maybe you'd been in town. Anyway, the point is, well, one of the things I've learned about you from doing this podcast with you is that you're not always on time, right? You're a guy you can run a little bit late.
Yeah, it's one of my flaws.
That's one of the things about you.
I apologize every day.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you, but this does weigh into the story because when I first met you, and we didn't even meet as much as we're on a show together, and I could not have been more fumingly angry at you.
Really?
Yes. Our first meeting, you were someone that I could not stand. You were my enemy.
Really?
Yes. So here's what happened. I was doing it was a JFL audition at the Stand Comedy Club. And I feel like if you listen to this podcast, you might know what JFL is, but it's the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival.
Yes.
And it's like a big deal to get into something called New Faces.
It's the biggest thing you can do to get your career started, an actual comedy career.
Yes.
To get it started.
Yes.
It's the biggest thing you can do.
It is a big deal, right? It's you get up in front of all of the industry, bookers from all the late night shows, execs from networks.
And it's been that way for 25 years.
Or more. Yeah,
or
absolutely.
More. Yeah.
And you do your kind of best 6 minutes, and it's never a great set.
Thousands of comedians across America each year try to get new faces.
Yes, they compete for this thing, and it is
like 6 people get it.
Yes, and in most cases, it kind of leads to nothing for whoever gets it, but in some cases, it really is a huge jumpstart for them.
I would say, we'll get to this, like, not to deviate too much, but
yeah,
pretty much everybody who does new faces, 5 out of the 6 become professional comedians.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Don't have day jobs.
That's probably true, right?
Yes.
They're if you get there, you're more than likely good enough to be a professional comic. Now, whether you're going to be like a celebrity or uber successful, that's hit or miss. But it's pretty tough to predict that. But anyway, I am on this JFL showcase. I think it's a callback, right? Because that's how this works. You get 2 chances. The first one, if you make it through, then they narrow it down. Then there's the second round. And you are the host of it.
Uh-oh.
You are the host. And you are running late in traditional classic Graham fashion.
To start the show.
To start the show. You are the host.
Really?
Yes. And so you're running late. So this show is now starting probably not crazy late, like maybe 7 minutes late.
Yeah, I'm never late.
Yeah, it's not like you're not like an hour late.
I'm always like 10 minutes late,
Yes.
7 minutes late, 5 minutes late.
So in this case, you're probably 5 minutes late, and it takes them 3 minutes after you getting there to start the show.
Yeah.
And you are hosting, and I am going first, that's a bad draw. You never want to go first.
You never want to go. We call it the bullet spot.
Yes, you want to go you want to go. But if it's 10 people, you want to go between 3rd and 7th, which is kind of the sweet spot. They're not fatigued. First spot, you got a lot of heavy lifting to do.
That's right.
So you're late, but they have another show starting at like 9:30 at this club.
So it's got to be.
So it's like we just got to go. So they basically tell you like, Graham, just do less time because we need to get into this. So just do 5 minutes,
less time to warm up.
Less time to warm up.
Damn it.
And then of that 5 minutes, I'm in the room because I'm going up first. I'm waiting to go first. And I don't know you. I've never seen you. You're a comic I don't know at this time. Little will I know that you would become the love of my life. But this is well before.
Forged in fire.
That.
Yeah.
Yes. So you go up and you have a 5 minute set to really loosen them up, to really get them. And you then spend, of that 5 minutes, I would say three solid minutes talking about how you had just gotten JFL in the past. You've been a new face, and it was just a life-changing experience. You're so honored to be here hosting this JFL audition because you had done JFL as a new face and you understand how important you're really selling to the crowd how important of a moment this
I'm trying
is.
to get the people who are just walked off the street from Idaho to pay attention.
And they are. They are, to your
which
credit.
Which is my thinking.
They are like, this is an important thing. They're like, this is
and also to give each and every one of you, like, don't take time to warm up.
Yes.
Be focused and give everyone an equal opportunity because this first guy needs it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the thought process.
Yes.
But it lacked it lacked any sort of comedy or actual warming up. It was just fully like, guys, this is important for these people. I did this. It was amazing there was a lot of like, this was pretty awesome when I did it, by the way, and it was awesome.
No.
And this is important for these people. So please like treat it like it's important. And they're like, yes, we understand. We understand what you're saying. And then because you now only had about 2 minutes left, you did. And again, I didn't know you, but I remember it was like you did maybe a chunk of a joke that was about maybe painting a house brown.
Yeah.
Was that one of your bits?
Yes.
Is that a longer bit?
Yes.
So maybe you did an abridged version of that because you're like, I have 2 minutes left. And the crowd is just like, somewhere in a state of confusion because you've come in and like explained where they're at and how important this is and what they're doing. And then told between 90 and 120 seconds of a joke. And then it was just, and now your first comic, Robby Slovic. And I was livid. I went up absolutely livid. And then guess what happened?
What?
I didn't get JFL. I don't even know.
This
if
is the callback?
Yes. And I don't know if I honestly don't remember if I had a good, because I've done JFL auditions where I've had great sets and I've done JFL auditions where I've had bad sets. I don't know. I might have had a great set. I don't remember, to be honest, but I just remember fuming as I walked up on stage and being like, fuck this guy. And now, look at us. Look at us now. It's a happy ending.
First of all, I am so sorry. Second of all,
yeah,
I don't imagine I did as poorly as you think.
Well, yes, certainly I would not like to think that I did that badly in my memory. But I if you're looking for me to be like, no, you're right, it probably wasn't that bad. I would love to
see. I would love to see a tape of how I mean, I'm sure I did you a disservice, and I'm very sorry.
Yes.
And also, I want to know how long it took for you to come around.
To you?
Yeah.
I think honestly, like a month later, we were at. I don't know if it was a month later, but shortly after, we were at like some type of barbecue at like. I think like Dave Smith's house.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And we got to talking there. And I was like, oh, this guy is.
Yeah, I remember that.
And also it's like, look, this is a thing in show
That's
business.
where I thought we met.
Yes. So that was because I don't think we talked after that, so, but then that was the first time we actually spoke, and it was great. It was lovely meeting you for real, as opposed to just being like, you becoming the composite for why my career isn't where it's supposed to be, because I think that's what happened. I don't honestly think that moment had any outcome on if I was going to get JFL or not. If you'd warmed them up if they were just hot to the gills, it's not like I was going to go up there, do the set I was going to do, and they would have been like, hey, Jeff Singer throws his fedora on the ground. Like, we got to have this guy in Montreal. Like, it was just whatever, but you know how those moments are in show business where you're like, this is an opportunity. So you have to, capitalize or whatever. But we often assign way too much weight to what they are.
Going first is what fucked you.
Yes. Yeah. Going first is rough. But also, look, I also try to not be a guy who makes a lot of excuses, because I just think that it's dumb.
I guarantee I also did more than 5 minutes, because I know that they can start that second show later, and it doesn't matter. They own the building.
Yeah.
They own the club.
They sure do.
It's not like after that, they have surgery. They're going to be performing surgery.
Right. It is definitely another show. I'm going to confidently stand by that you did about 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay. I apologize.
No, I'm not. This is not a story in which I look for an apology for something that happened 5 years ago.
Well, it sounds like it. I really do feel bad. I'm so sorry, man.
I'm just saying, that had that set went the way it was supposed to, this would be the number one podcast worldwide, and not just in Turkey.
The Robby Slovic Show with Graham K.
Yes, and you would be behind camera just laughing.
Well, look, I have something to make it up.
What's that?
I have connections.
Okay.
In the tech biz.
Oh, you do, huh?
On the West Coast.
Yes.
In the startup biz, and I have procured a new sponsor.
Ooh, baby, I love money.
And it is going to enable us to put a down payment on a house.
We'll put on our own damn comedy festival.
We have to live together. But
that's fine.
Yeah. So this is actually a startup out of Oakland. Mm-hmm. And their office is actually in a repurposed boys and girls club.
Oh, great. Yeah. So this is Ally is the company.
That's
it's
right.
like Uber for white allies.
Mm-hmm. Are you in need of a white person who calls himself an ally?
Yeah, someone who can show up to videotape a racist interaction without actually helping.
Someone who calls famed prosecutor and Vice President Kamala Harris Queen K?
Someone who really believes Green Book was the best picture?
Then you need an ally.
That's right. And at Ally, all of our white allies are well qualified.
They're white.
They posted a black square on Instagram.
They have bought white fragility and then probably plan to read it.
And during times of unrest, they call their black coworker that they tell everyone is their friend to check in on them.
They post the I have a dream speech every MLK day.
They'll refer to you as girl, something they never do with anyone else.
And after something racist happens at a work meeting, they'll approach you privately to say, that was wrong.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Ally, solving racism by hiring white people.
They're all well-paying jobs with benefits, by the way.
Oh, okay. That's great. What a good company, huh?
Yeah.
Really making a difference in the world.
Yeah, helping people.
Wow.
And that's important.
And it's nice that we have a sponsor that's making the world a better place, huh?
Through hiring white people.
Through hiring white people for performative allyship. Huh.
Well, I think it's time to get to a guest.
I think it's absolutely time to get to a guest, and we have a great one.
He's
today.
white.
He is white. He is white. He is an ally. Let's welcome Francis Ellis.
Francis Ellis, everybody. Folks, we have a great guest today for you. I'm excited for it.
I am too.
He's both a friend of ours, and I'll just run through his credits quickly. He's on Oops the podcast, great podcast. It's about mistakes, so everyone can relate to that. He's a senior editor of BroBible, and he's just a funny stand-up that you can see online.
Guest Lord, welcome, Daddy.
Francis Ellis,
Francis
everybody.
Ellis,
wow,
everybody.
Wow, fantastic. Great to have him.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you both.
Yeah.
This is fun.
So,
Yes, thank you for doing it, man. So this is fun for us, I think, because Francis Ellis has some real life edgy cred, I think.
I think so too.
Edgy guy.
Yeah.
But despite your edgy street cred, Graham and I, the edge lords, we have to assess how truly edgy you are.
That's right.
And we do that through our edgy lightning round. And at the end of it, we will give you between 1 and 5 kettlebells of edginess.
And you want 5.
You want 5.
Yeah, 5 is good. I'll start it off with the
Edgy lightning round.
It's electric. The holy trinity of questions. Francis Ellis, what is your favorite drug, cigarette brand, and alcohol? And you have to answer each one.
Okay. Favorite drug is mushrooms.
Okay.
Good.
My
Kind of shocking
favorite,
answer coming from you, but we'll circle back.
Okay. My favorite cigarette brand, I gotta say, like the mint ones, and I don't know what are those? Cool something.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Menthol. They tend
You
to.
do look like you would be on an ad for Cool cigarettes in the like a Sports Illustrated from the 80s.
I can
would
see
be
that.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a boat.
Those would have paid a lot, I would expect.
I think so too. Yeah.
And then my favorite alcohol, did you say?
Yes.
I love Maine Beer Company beer.
See, that one, that fits for me. For you, Maine Beer Company, I fully get. Mushrooms, because to me, you just visually, you look like someone who was born on a mountain of cocaine. I see you as a coke guy in my mind, but mushrooms, those are like kind of hippy dippy, mind expanding drug.
Yeah. I haven't done cocaine in 9 or 10 years, but I mean, there was a very short window of my life where I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, fun window.
Yeah, it was a good window, but and I wasn't, it was never I didn't stop because I was worried about it. I just, you go to bed at 7 a.m. and you can only go to bed at 7 a.m. so many times before you're like, I love breakfast too much to be doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I stopped.
That's it. So it's interesting. I never thought about using breakfast to wean people off of cocaine.
Honestly,
because you think it could work.
it works for me.
Okay. Well,
I
there you
love
go.
it. It's my favorite meal.
Yeah. And when did you discover mushrooms?
I've only recently kind of gotten into them, and I was always so fearful of them because I thought they were like LSD and would send you,
Turn you
tripping.
gay.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm worried about every time.
That's more of a mushroom
I do it a lot.
problem.
But I these chocolate bars, have you seen these I guess they're microdose chocolate bars. And I've been kind of taking larger and larger nibbles. And
We're getting a macro
That's how
dose
people
status.
that's how people microdose.
yeah, it's not really microdosing when you take 10 microdoses.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a day outdoors where the sun is setting and you have some nice light to look at, and friends around and a blanket, I got to tell you, for my money, the mushrooms have gotten ahead of weed even for me in terms of drugs that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's what makes you interesting. You're more than meets the eye. You know,
Yeah.
You're a little hippie under there.
That's true.
You're
Hidden somewhere in that jawline
Yeah.
is a poncho waiting to break free.
you're a hippie in a North Face vest.
Okay, Francis, what is your best tattoo? And you have to have one.
Again, the answer is N/A on the information form, not applicable. No tattoos, and I don't smoke cigarettes. But
N/A would be a
That'd
cool
be that'd be a sick tat.
Yeah.
okay, well, we've got some.
Yeah.
I've always thought if I were to get a tattoo, I would want a caricature of Professor Calculus from the Tintin comics growing up, either him or Captain Haddock. They were my two favorite characters from the Hergé, Tintin, Tintin comics.
Yes.
Growing up.
I love
That's
Captain
very
Haddock.
specific. Do you have some type of connection to like France in your childhood?
Yeah, I do. My mom was a professor of French, and we spoke French growing up, and I used to go over there, and we were raised kind of reading the French versions of those comics. So that was my way of keeping my
Got
French
it. I'm a big Asterix head. I like Asterix.
Love
a lot.
Asterix. Love him too. Obelix. And,
I was going to say I'm more of an Obelix guy
Obelix
myself.
is great.
Yeah.
He is great. Just a shirtless guy.
yeah, but the fact that he fell in the potion and just perpetually had the strength, to me, made him a little less, he was so invincible that there was no flaw in a way.
He's a Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fatal flaw in Obelix.
Francis Ellis, you have a podcast about mistakes called Oops.
You've done it, Graham.
I know. What is your edgiest mistake?
The obvious answer is that the what got me fired from my old stomping grounds, Barstool Sports. It's funny because you were like, "Do you want us to ask you about that?" And I said, "No." And here I am, letting the cat out of the bag. Dude,
That's how he
buddy.
gets you. We're masters at this
Yeah,
job.
We're pros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if anyone's letting the cat out of the bag, it's going to be me.
Yeah. Hey, it's your
That's
body.
my cat
Your body, your
really.
choice.
Yeah, that's my toothpaste to squeeze from the tube.
It's a little too sexually suggestive for me. I'd like you not to.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, we're both uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wrote a blog about a girl who had gone missing. I probably should have realized that the situation looked more grim than it was, or than I thought it was. And 2 hours after I wrote it, reports came out that the police had found her charred remains buried in the backyard of her murderer.
Big mistake.
And, I looked horrible in hindsight. So that would probably be my edgiest mistake.
Pretty edgy.
It was edgy. I mean, I remember that day. As you do too, I'm sure. And it was just unbelievable. It was cosmically bad timing.
Yeah,
totally. 3 days earlier, if you had written that thing, it goes away. It's just unbelievably rough timing. So if anyone is really the victim here, it's you, Francis Ellis.
Your words, not mine, but I agree. Yeah.
Okay, Francis, you played lacrosse at Harvard.
I did.
At what age did you realize you were an asshole?
What exactly?
I guess it was. I guess the age where I realized that everyone else thought I was an asshole.
There it is. Yeah.
was when I graduated from college, moved to New York to get into stand up, and nobody liked the fact that I had played lacrosse at Harvard. That no longer was like something cool. That wasn't an accomplishment anymore. Whereas for most of my life, I had to work really hard to get good enough and get good enough grades to do that and play lacrosse well enough. It was really a lot of work, and I was proud of it. And then I graduated and moved to New York, and the stand-up community felt like that was not something that should be celebrated anymore.
Yeah, you seeked out a community who hates any accomplishment or achievement, even the accomplishments and the achievements that they strive for.
Yes.
The second someone else gets it,
yes,
that thing is bullshit. You know, who gives a fuck about a Tonight Show set anymore? What is this, the 80s?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like and meanwhile, they're messaging.
They're desperately emailing.
Yeah.
He had sex with a girl. Are you kidding? You know?
Gross.
More than one. Lock him up. Well, yeah, you were wise to lean into it. Anyway, piggybacking off of that, Francis, you are 6'4", maybe 6'5".
No, that's generous. 6'3", I would say.
You're 6'3".
Okay.
You have a chiseled jaw. You're a Harvard grad. You're funny, and you have abs. How much could you sell your cum for? Do you think?
We want an exact number here.
How much would that cum go for?
And just so you know, this isn't on spec. We are in the market.
Yeah, he's trying to have a kid. We don't know. It's probably his fault.
So there was a story a while back about how sperm banks were turning away redheads because nobody wanted ginger children. I always wondered, would the people who purchase sperm from donors, would they be willing to overlook the color of my hair against my resume? Mm-hmm. And I hope so. But I still think it would be discounted, given that people seem very opposed to having redheaded children.
Why don't they want redhead kids?
There's definitely a sort of an overwhelming consensus that redheaded people are less attractive, I think. And I've always been made fun of for that. So I guess that's why. I don't know how else to put it.
Have you shown the people who think that your face?
Yes.
You know, Robby, I'm not often down at the old sperm bank with pictures of myself
hitting the window. Look at me from outside.
Accept it. I'm telling you, I have a 38-inch
My sperm is valuable.
Just got a coffee cup, an open coffee cup. Take it.
I run a 4.5 40-yard dash with laser timing.
Did you really run a 4.5? Did you run a 4.5?
I think it was like a 4.58, so almost a 4.
That is NFL speed. Go to hell.
It was fast.
That is very, very fast.
That is the inherent paradox of sperm donors, right? Though, of like, we want some tip-top performer, we want the best genetics possible, but like also you're dealing with someone who has to sell their cum to pay their bills, you know? So
they're like out of blood to sell, and they've moved on to cum.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, good point.
Okay. Francis, this is an important edgy question here. Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Van Damme, whatever.
You speak French. You can say Van Damme.
Yeah, Van Damme.
Van Damme.
Steven Seagal appears to be somebody who, was either paralyzed or had numerous strokes, and then some bigger, force or power needed him to keep going. And so they did everything they could, whether it's like genetic engineering. I mean, that guy shouldn't be standing anymore. There's something wrong with him.
There is definitely something wrong with him.
Like somebody needed him to be the next president. You know what I mean? There are clearly, to me, puppet masters pulling the strings.
Yeah, we know who they are. His name is Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, Putin loves Steven Seagal.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's just getting all of the new weird injections that they're working on.
Totally.
Over there.
There's like, he has a bunch of these, like, I think made in Russia, like they're in English, but movies on Netflix, and they are unbelievably funny. They're from the past like couple years.
Are they on Netflix?
Yes, and they're amazing. There'll be these like fight scenes where like it's a tight shot on Seagal's fat 80-year-old face, and then it just goes to silhouettes of much thinner people fighting. Then they'll quickly like do another quick shot of Seagal's face back to silhouettes.
I
truly amazing.
I'm literally gonna go home and
they're
watch that.
Unbelievably amazing. Yeah, and he looks basically like John Goodman in The Big Lebowski.
Fighting shape, you mean? Francis Ellis, what is your favorite way to shred your bod?
I like the Peloton. I've gotten into the Peloton, and I find that it's the best way to exercise without realizing that you're exercising. If that makes sense. In a way, it takes you away from the pain and misery and the monotony of exercising.
You like the little, you have a favorite Peloton coach? That's a new thing that people have.
Well, the rote answer is Alex Toussaint. And he is kind of the guy that even people who think Peloton is whatever, annoying and stupid, are able to flock to him because he feels more like a football coach or somebody who can yell at a man and you don't lose your manliness.
Yeah.
But I don't love him. I like Allie Love. She's a former Alvin Ailey dancer. She's very nice and she's very graceful on the Peloton. So she's
graceful on the Peloton.
Yeah.
Good peddler. She's in a good rhythm.
You mean she's attractive?
Yeah, but she also sometimes does these dances and her arms move in a way where I think that they remind me of those sort of wind people that advertise at used car sales.
Oh, yes.
That does sound graceful. She's just, pedal faster, you pussies.
Yeah.
And that's good.
You went with kind of a woke title for those sock sleeves of wind people.
Yes, you did.
It's like, I don't want to offend
There's
anyone.
not
They
just
are
one little sock at the bottom blowing, just three arms, one little one in the middle at the bottom, just going. Oh,
those people
sock dick?
those people of motion in front of car dealerships.
I would love to see one with a dick flopping around.
Okay. Francis, with your background, you could be killing in business, but you've chosen to be a comedian. Why would you rather be Rich Voss than a Winklevoss?
Nicely done. Nicely done. I think in my mind, knew that I could succeed in business, and yet I thought it would be much more fun to come into the world of guys like you and just show you I could do better than you guys too.
Well, that was
it hurts quite a bit.
The most painful answer possible.
Yeah,
but
that hurt quite a bit.
Okay.
No, come on. I'm kidding.
No, that was edgy. That was edgy.
No,
we
it's
liked
fine.
it.
It's fine. I can do what you do.
It hurt, but we liked it.
Dad, you buy us a wing at Harvard right now. Yeah. I have a point to prove to Francis.
That's right. Yeah, we both know, Robby, that your dad can't afford a wing at Harvard.
No, not even a chicken wing in the cafeteria. We'd have to put on layaway.
They don't like our people here. Francis Ellis, what is your favorite all-time babe, man or woman? Favorite all-time babe person, as you would say.
Babe person. Gosh, that's a good one. Boy, all time. I love the body of Chris Hemsworth so much in Thor.
Yeah.
In the first Thor. I don't really know how he got it that way, and then he kind of comes in and out of it, and his accent, the gravel driveway that is his voice, and then the way his hair just sort of points forward with that steely-eyed look, but yet he also has tremendous comedic instincts, as seen in the Ghostbusters reboot with the ladies. And so I to me would do a whole lot to cream pie him.
He's an unbelievably sexy man. You can't, and funny, man. Right? Thor Ragnarok and whatever else he's in. He's like figured out comedy. It's actually very frustrating. And he's so good looking. He's got like two brothers who are both like also fantastic looking, and one of them is just considered ugly. Yeah. Because he's not Chris.
Yes, because he looks
like a very
slightly better
man,
looking than me,
but not like a Norse god. Yeah,
yeah. He's like that youngest brother is like the one Kardashian who who looks like she's allergic to everything.
Well, no longer. She changed her face.
Did she know?
She ripped off her face and put on a new face.
Totally new face, and it's Chris Hemsworth's face.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Good choice. Big upgrade.
People like it.
Okay, and final question of the Edgy Lightning Round before we have to assess you. Francis Ellis, your favorite euphemism for sex?
I don't like that noise you made just before you said.
Favorite euphemism for sex?
Yuck.
Nice. I like that. I like rolling around in the hay.
Classic.
Oh,
Old school.
That's good, clean fun.
Yes.
It's very bucolic. It's folksy. It gives you vibes of, I don't know, Footloose in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's charming and also a little itchy, which is how sex often is.
Yes, charming and a little itchy. It's a few days after it can get very itchy sometimes.
Yeah,
yes,
very
incredibly
very
itchy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I also like that it maybe you're your car broke down and you're staying at a farmer's house and he's like, "Don't touch my daughter." And she couldn't help herself.
Yes.
And you tried, but you couldn't resist her anymore. Her impulses.
Couldn't do it.
And and then you're having just great dangerous sex.
Very specific scenario you've drawn out here.
And then he comes in with the gun.
Oh God!
And then he's like, "Get away from my daughter!" And then and you duck, but he ends up shooting his own daughter.
Oh my God!
And
what
she dies in his arms.
Yes.
And you run away with an erection.
Yes, and that is rolling in the hay.
Rolling in the hay.
Yeah. Nice. That was a great finish, Graham. The bluest of blue balls. I mean, nothing like violence to give you the old pain and the grave.
Nothing like a father accidentally murdering their daughter midway through sex to ruin the mood.
Your car is broken, so you have to steal his tractor and drive away on the highway.
And still the man version of that story is, "I got laid, bro."
Yeah, I got laid. I got this.
All right. We've got some calculation to do here. So just bear with us for a second. All right. Here we go.
So,
don't.
Which on this side of the mic?
Yeah.
Can't hear it. Okay, so he chose Chris Hemsworth, even though he's straight. That's pretty edgy.
That is pretty edgy.
He called us poor.
He did call us poor,
That
which
hurt quite a bit.
he's
but
not
it was also
wrong.
an edgy move, not wrong at all. Yeah.
He used the word bucolic. I've never heard that in my life. I don't know
run that over
what that means.
What that is.
Look that one up later.
Look that one up. Didn't like that. We'll deduct one for that.
Yeah. A menthol cigarette guy. Who would have guessed that? And mushrooms. I like mushrooms. Took me by surprise.
Yeah, cool cigarettes. Pretty edgy. Yeah.
Oh, the NA tat. I like that.
NA tat. Right. Right up. He said he was going to put it above his butt or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it was
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Francophile. That took me by surprise. Wasn't expecting
not edgy,
that.
But
yeah, not edgy at all. No. But then to be like super into France and be named Francis, it's like you're making a choice there.
Parents really made a choice.
Like that.
On the nose.
And roll in the hay.
Roll in the hay.
Killed a farmer's daughter.
Did
kill a farmer's daughter.
That's pretty. Okay, so I'm going to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
You ready? Francis? 5 kettlebells.
Five
You're
kettlebells.
5 kettlebell edgelord. Congratulations.
I don't feel I earned it, but you guys, man, that's so sweet of you. That's first of all, I'm impressed that you remembered every answer that I had.
Well, this is not our first rodeo. We've talked to a lot of wannabe edgelords.
Our first roll in the hay.
Yeah, we've rolled in the hay a few times before this.
With each other.
I just realized how you did it, though. You looked back over the questions, and that triggered the memory of the response. So I take back what I said about
this. This is my grocery list.
Yes, this is totally unrelated. This is nothing to do with that.
Tomatoes.
Well. Look, getting 5 kettlebells, despite your numerous insults of us at this point, does qualify you to join us in the scalding hot takes part of this podcast.
Excellent.
But before we do that, for those of us watching on YouTube, not just visually, I just want to, what is this piece of artwork behind you that looks like it has maybe Richard Nixon and Eli Manning getting drafted on the same thing?
This is our Oops the Podcast mural. It's the Wall of Shame. Graham is familiar.
Yes.
We've got Richard Nixon's on there. There's the Trojan horse.
Oh, nice.
Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Leaf makes me
Darko
laugh.
Milicic. A lot of historically bad draft choices, as well as there's Bill Clinton with his cigar.
Yeah.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa. There's the Hindenburg disaster.
Yeah.
Daisies. And Nixon's on there, and Tiger Woods'
Titanic.
mugshot. The Tiger piece was done before his most recent car accident, so I realize it's somewhat in poor taste now.
Well, it's just timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is timeless. I
Yeah.
think it's timeless, and obviously, you're going to have a hair trigger on the timing poor taste thing. But I think with Tiger, you're good.
Bastard.
Okay, but here we go. It is time for
Scalding hot takes.
Uh-huh.
Burn me, Daddy.
okay, scalding hot
You
takes.
guys have uncomfortably long sound sirens or whatever the hell those things are.
Bumpers?
Bumpers.
Call
yes.
them bumpers in the biz.
Yes.
You should know that as a former Sirius XM radio host.
That's right.
Yeah, I've never had to rely on those sorts of things.
Oh, that must be nice. No, we're fully. We need these.
we need help.
Yeah, we need help.
We need quite a bit of help.
I can tell. That's why I said it.
Oh, that hurts again. Oh, he's good. All right. You want to go first?
Sorry.
Sure, I can go first. Despite now being wildly successful in the comedy industry,
Yes.
I began my career. I worked in offices for a long time. Maybe almost a decade, sometimes simultaneously with my comedy career.
Almost
And,
exclusively.
Yes, almost exclusively. And there's this thing in office culture that's incredibly I've worked in a lot of places because I don't last long as an employee. And there's this thing in office culture that is pervasive and normal, in which people just call their manager in whatever field they work in our fearless leader.
Oh.
They'll say, "Oh, well, our fearless leader called an all hands meeting," and it's like, fearless
Yuck.
leader. You guys are accountants. This doesn't take any courage.
And is that a
There's no
joke?
bravery. It's said like semi jokingly, but they say it serious. They all and it's like everyone is like, "Oh, we got a meeting with our fearless leader wants us to hit this many sales by Q3." And
Are
it is
you-
unbearable?
Think I've heard this before and seen this. I, of course, haven't had an office job in quite some time.
Yes.
But I have had restaurant jobs, and I think they've called managers that. It
Oh,
makes
see,
me
in
sick.
restaurants, it makes even like less sense. I don't know. It seems like they would be. Well, I guess
He
it
is
would-
fearful. He is our fearful
Yes.
leader.
Yeah.
He's concerned the restaurant's going out of business,
Yes.
and he won't be able to make his alimony payments.
Yes, it's
I
fear.
love that. It's not so far off from dear leader, which is the term of affection often used for the leader of North Korea.
Right.
And one that I've always loved, frankly. I think dear leader is such a nice way to categorize the demagogue leading your country.
Yes.
Dear leader, it's so familiar and sentimental and appreciative. It's almost grandfatherly in a way. So I think I like dear leader, and I also fearless leader's not bad. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you agree with Graham and I that Kim Jong-un gets a bad rap, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, we've been saying this.
We're big time.
We say it every podcast, and we don't
sure
have to
do.
bring it up this time, which feels good.
It's nice that someone else can stand up for Kim Jong-un.
Yes. So many haters of them.
So many haters.
Yeah.
I think, is there like any left-leaning corporations that maybe they use dear leader instead of our fearless leader?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe there might be.
Yeah. Anyway, so today, this actually happened to me today. I went to the dermatologist to get I got a full body exam because I got a bunch of moles on me. And I do this like every 5 years or so. And I had what seemed to be a gay doctor. Fine, I don't care. And
Okay.
and he
I feel like we're past having to say "fine, I don't care" about gay
Good for
people.
you, Graham. I don't know. Like,
well, I just kept getting anyway. I said, "You want me to take this off now?" Huh? Want to see this hog? What do you want to see this hog?
Check out my moles and check out my holes.
And he kept saying, "Please, sir, you're making me uncomfortable. I'm a human being and a professional, and I don't see it." Anyway, he checked my whole body and my junk, and my dick and balls, and anyway. Now I know. All I'm saying is I kind of know what it's like when women say that they have a straight male as a gynecologist.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
You felt there was a weird, like, not sexual energy, but you just weren't totally comfortable.
he was
here.
professional as hell.
Yeah.
But you know that in a there's an other part of his brain very close to this part of his brain,
Sure.
millimeters away, where he seeks this out or has in the past.
they are eligible to be attracted to you in a way.
Right.
Yes.
There's- Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And he, I want to reiterate, was 100% professional and normal. But it's like,
Sure, he's a doctor, yeah.
It's interesting because you're like, if you're a woman, you get like, there's in Eyes Wide Shut, Tom Cruise is a gynecologist.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Stanley Kubrick decided that every time there was a shot of him in practice, he was just examining a babe.
Yeah.
I was watching it with my girlfriend and go, look, he's a babe doctor. It's just like perfect tits.
Yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
And every time Tom Cruise has no idea what to do. Just
and he'd go home to his wife and she'd always be like, you're looking at pussy all day.
yeah.
And I've had girlfriends. I had a girlfriend once who,
Congratulations.
thank you. And that's the end of the story. And she went to a gynecologist, and the gynecologist asked her out after the examination.
That's 100% unacceptable. I think
Is it
actually
now?
illegal.
Is it, Robby? Good point.
Yeah.
This is in Budapest, Hungary, when I was living
that's
there.
fine.
A long
No
time.
rules
So
there.
it's I mean, I'm sure it's unacceptable over there. She was upset. But anyway, I kind of know what it's like. Like when you have a male gynecologist. I would prefer a not. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to say that out loud.
Okay.
But if I was a woman, I would prefer a female gynecologist. I'll say
I
that.
think many do. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, like,
I just said something like almost very homophobic, but also woke.
all at once.
All at once.
Yes. That's an important balance. But if I went to like a female urologist who closely examined my dick and then asked me out, I would be beyond flattered.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like, this is so a professional who just looks at dicks all day, who
This is the
sees
best
yours, and
dick.
is like, I must take this one home with me. So like, it's unprofessional and wrong, but also like feel good about it. You know?
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
It's different for men and women.
It is different for men and women. If there's one thing this podcast has taught us. Okay. Another scalding hot take coming here. And this one is, get your oven mitts on, because this one is gonna burn. I'm a man who, I like to eat cereal. I'm a grown up who eats cereal a lot. And my favorite cereal, I think, is Lucky Charms. I like anything with marshmallows in it. And here's the scalding hot take. We are too generous with what we'll call marshmallows if it's in cereal. Just chalk that disintegrates to dust in your mouth. And we're like, marshmallows. These are good.
Right. But it's your favorite anyway, so they're
Yes,
right.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But it needs a different word than marshmallows.
I think that anyone who chooses, Francis, correct me if I'm wrong, to eat marshmallows for breakfast deserves the worst.
Well, that's very judgmental.
Yeah.
And, I like to start my day off with
Do you?
clovers and horseshoes and balloons and rainbows,
What do you eat in the morning, Francis?
I eat steel cut oatmeal with a banana and some chia seeds sprinkled in.
And he looks, and he's funny, and he looks like that.
Do you think if I switched to steel cut oats, all of a sudden the shape of my face would change?
A little bit.
The damage of 37 years of my diet is done. There's no turning it around now. I'm just leaning in.
It's not, for me, I'm now at a point in my life where I have accepted that I feel like I'm on the down slope of the bell curve of my life. And what I mean by that is, you know, from this point on, I'm only dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like earlier in my life, I was growing.
Yes.
And I was always trying to get in the best shape of my life. Mm-hmm. And now I am decaying.
Yes.
And so I want to prolong it. I want to give myself as much runway as possible. So everything I do and eat is a means of making certainly like my 70s and my 80s as painless as possible. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. And we've made the same observation and drawn completely opposite conclusions. I'm like, I'm decaying. I'm on the way out. Let's just fucking get there.
Yeah.
You know, let's eat pure marshmallows.
Let's
for
ride
breakfast.
the snake
Exactly.
right into the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is an added benefit. So how old are you?
32, just turned 32.
Oh
Young
my God,
man
you've
in
actually
your
got
prime.
you got three more years
years.
before you're on the decline.
Yeah. Technically, we're all declining after the age of 24.
Yeah. By the way, really quick, people often ask me like, you know, why do I work out, or like, why do I exercise? And there is another answer, which is that if the Marvel movie franchises needed a new hero,
the Lantern
I want to make it as easy as possible for them to see the transition from my body now to, like, you know, whatever they're doing. Like, I don't want to have to do a 6-month complete overhaul, shock therapy, the kind of thing that Chris Pratt had to do for Guardians of the Galaxy, because, you know, he was overweight and then got jacked. So I want to make it easy for those casting directors to connect the dots. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And always waiting for that call.
And have sex in the interim.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a relationship, and
But how'd you get her? I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Helps.
I don't think it does much for her. I don't think she cares how I look anymore.
And maybe not anymore.
No,
you've already reeled her in.
That's a wonderful lie to tell yourself.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm telling you, because I don't know, man. We're not doing it anymore.
so it no longer matters even.
So you're in a relationship. That's what happens in a relationship.
Got it. So you're
but at that there was a courting phase where it helped, I think.
Yeah, the joke I'm telling on stage is that the discrepancy between how much sex I thought we would have in quarantine versus how much we're actually having reminds me of a Christmas from my childhood, where I asked my grandmother for a Lego Millennium Falcon. And instead, she passed away.
That's great. That's a great joke.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
Super funny.
Yep.
It's funny. This is another like stark difference in between us, because sometimes you think about it would be cool to be a Marvel superhero, and rather than like being like, I'm going to get in such good shape that they'll think of me, I pitch them on characters I could be. Like like Pillow Man, who's like soft skin, can enrapture bad people, things like that. That's my way. You've got your way, I've got my way,
Robby
we're
is-
both going to the same place.
Yeah, Robby is strictly looking for the CGI opportunities in Marvel.
Yeah. I'll be the talking tree or whatever.
I'll be the talking tree. I'll be the character that gets to wear a plastic suit with plastic muscles.
Yes.
Yeah. But the head doesn't fit.
Oh no, it's Skinny Boy.
A skinny neckhead boy.
All right, you got another take for us, Graham?
Well, here's another. This is probably the hottest take of all.
Oh boy.
So you guys, be careful.
Okay.
Okay. If you like iced coffee, you don't like coffee. If you drink iced coffee in the winter, you don't like coffee. Stop pretending. You're a little baby. You're not an adult.
I have a counter to that, which is that I really like iced coffee, but
Sure.
I also like
In the winter, you like iced coffee. People having a glass of ice when it's freezing outside, walking down the street, have no gumption and stick-to-itiveness. They just it takes 2 weeks and then you start liking hot coffee. But they're wimps.
Okay.
You like a cold thing of ice is in any other country in the world. That's an absurd thing to do. Walk around with a glass of ice when it's cold outside. You're an idiot.
Uh-huh.
Why are you drinking so much coffee outdoors?
I'm a mover and a shaker. I don't know if you know anything about
you-
me. I am moving around.
Are you collecting your coffee as you switch on your headlamp and take the lift down to the coal mines? I mean,
Of comedy, yes.
where are these
Comedy, yeah. Broadway Comedy Club, yes.
all of my coffee consumption occurs indoors.
You don't buy coffee and walk around. It's like one of life's great pleasures.
Yeah, we just did it 3 days
I
ago.
have done, but even
You
when
have done or have done it.
Have done
You have
works.
done.
Have done
have
works.
done
Have
feels British to
Yeah.
me, which I like.
Yes, but it's one of those things that they say in a British accent and you think they're right, but it's a grammatical error just because they have a different accent.
You better be sure about that, Graham, because I don't know that it's grammatically incorrect.
Why do I have to be sure?
Because you are dying on the hill. I can see you. You are General Custer summoning the final defense for this.
Not for
point.
my coffee take, maybe for this little minor offshoot
do-
take, maybe.
Look, I want to just cut this, cut through this
I'm
right now.
upset.
And I want to. Why do you? Why is iced coffee a lower form of coffee to you? It's just cold coffee. Like, what's
Because
the
it doesn't
issue?
taste. It's watered down because it's covered in ice, and you put a bunch of milk and sugar. Like it's like.
Well, you're
it's like
projecting
a
the milk and
milkshake.
sugar on
It's
people.
a
They might not
milkshake.
be doing that.
I'm drinking it black.
See?
It's watered down with a bunch of ice. It's just watered down coffee.
Well, I agree with you. I do think ice can ruin coffee, right? But if you're drinking cold brew, which was meant to be consumed cold, and you put enough ice in it, and you drink it quickly enough, you're not losing too much of the integrity of the beverage.
Yeah, this is a workaround because it's people are like cold brew is good. It's not good. It's just
Well, cold brew is brewed stronger, though.
yes,
right.
It's a
with the
workaround
intention, yeah.
because it gets watered down.
Yeah. Okay.
So
What?
you're
It's
specifically
crazy.
saying
I think
iced coffee.
I think ice in drinks, except for a hot day, is crazy. In
Even
general,
soda, you're just drinking pure, unfiltered soda.
yeah.
What about whiskey?
What about a vodka soda? What about like a gin and tonic? You're just
Like
raw
2
dogging
cubes,
those?
like 1 or 2 cubes. You know,
Those are
just
like
to keep
it's a
it.
Let me tell you what this vicious
disgusting.
If I was a bartender and you put the only reason why they put ice in drinks is to make it look bigger than it is and save money on soda. That's
clearly
the
not
only
the only reason.
And
It
so
also
it-
cools it down.
Yeah.
It's because you fill a glass with ice to the very very brim, and then you put 1 shot in there, and then you go, and then it tastes stronger and it looks bigger, but it's just a facade to trick the customer.
I think it's a Canadian. I'm shocked that you're this anti-ice. It seems
Graham,
As a Canadian, I'm surrounded by actual cold.
Yes, so you hate this manufactured
There's manufactured cold on top of cold.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
if you served me, if I came to your apartment have a cocktail and you served me a cocktail with 2 sort of dying cubes of ice in it, like a vodka soda filled to the brim with just 2 cursory nods to ice.
You're going to get a lot more soda and a lot more vodka.
Yeah, but
it's still going to be cold.
I would be worried about you.
That's true. It would just be weird. And also, to me, I like ice is just part of I like to be able to swirl a cup around. You hear the ice cubes hitting the glass.
My main concern, we're getting off topic here. My main concern is when you go to a
coffee shop.
When you go to a coffee shop or when you go to the movies or whatever, and they fill it up with ice. When you go to like McDonald's, they fill the glass filled with ice, and you only get like 2 inches of Coke because the whole thing is ice.
Yeah,
and people like that.
Well, we like it.
In no other country do they have ice.
In a lot of other countries, they don't have free refills. In America, that soda is going to just keep on coming.
You get free refills because you're getting ripped off in the beginning. So they know that you get 4 refills, then you're finally getting the amount of money much you paid for.
I won't stand for this assault on ice.
Look, one of the good things about immigrants is they bring new ideas. Okay?
Yes.
Let's think about that.
Okay. So this is you're doubly anti-ice.
Yes.
Graham, in your home, do you have an ice machine or are you filling up ice trays?
Ice trays.
See, I had a feeling. So
who has an ice machine? I mean, you have an ice machine.
I have an ice machine. God
damn it.
Yeah.
Blast!
I'm trying to think, what did Captain Haddock used to say? He would say,
oh yeah.
He had this expression.
Great barnacles.
Yeah, blistering barnacles.
Blustering barnacles.
There it is.
Thundering typhoons.
Thundering typhoons.
Yeah. So I bet you that whether you realize it or not, some of the maintenance that is required to serve ice, given that you have to constantly fill up these ice trays, that might be playing a part in it.
You're too lazy. You're too lazy for ice.
No, absolutely not.
You're right, Francis. You nailed it.
No.
Yeah, got you.
No.
If you like iced coffee, you don't like coffee.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the Starbucks, is what I say.
Buddy, I can stand the heat. The problem is you guys can't stand the heat.
Okay, for God's sake.
I'm hot coffee. I'm a hot coffee even in the summer because I'm a goddamn man.
That argument got more heated than Graham's morning coffee.
Really stuck under your craws. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Well, Francis, this was awesome.
You've been fantastic.
So happy to have you. Thank you for doing it.
Check out Oops the Podcast.
And yes, check out. Do you want to promote anything? Plug anything?
Yeah, give our podcast a shot. It's Oops the Podcast, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.
And you do that with Giulio Gallerati, right?
Love that man.
Who I love that guy as well. Yeah.
You guys are a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Francis.
Thank you. That was Francis.
Oh my God, Francis, he was great, huh?
He was great.
He was great. You look at a guy like that and you say, I want to punch that man in the face.
And then you talk to him and you're like, I think he's better than me and I like him.
Yes, I like this man and I no longer want to punch him in the do want to punch him in the face, but not because he's an entitled asshole, but because he's better than me and I like him.
And he earned it.
And he earned it
somehow.
Yes.
It causes you to project all of the proverbial you, your shortcomings,
yes,
laziness,
yes,
inadequacies.
But a lot of people call my alma mater the University of South Florida the Harvard of Central Florida.
I haven't heard that.
Well, it's said a lot around campus. Yes,
that's quite something.
Yes, it is quite something. Also amazing that, no joke, the University of South Florida is very clearly in Central Florida. There's not one single metric that would put it in South Florida. That's how second tier of a school it is.
Well, I'll have you know that I went to Dalhousie University on the east coast of Canada.
Yeah.
And my mother, I once overheard her saying to a friend, "Oh, he went to Dalhousie University. It's the Queens of the East, and Queen's University in Canada is the Harvard of Canada."
Well, there you go. So
Yeah.
you went to the West Coast branch of the
East Coast.
East Coast branch of the West Coast branch of the Harvard of Canada.
Yes.
Wow!
Yes.
Congratulations! Really
Yeah.
impressive stuff.
Yes.
Well, look, I think that's I think that's our show, and I think that anyone who likes this podcast, I think they should leave a review on iTunes if that's where you get it. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give us a rate, give us a review, leave comments. We're happy. We want to interact with you. We want to hear from you. Drop us messages, leave us comments, and anything else, Graham?
I've done just for laughs.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Felt good.
And here we are on the same goddamn couch
You're goddamn right.
that was financed.
By
So
you.
I think we should say, as we say at the end of every episode,
Fuck you.